to study and live by. When you become an adult, when you were 13 in one day, you were able to have a portion of the Torah read in your honor. This portion, your birthday portion, is the portion that is read the next time they read the Torah after your birthday. When we got the email and learned what my portion would be, we were very excited. The chapter of my portion is called Emor, Speak. And Moses came down from Mount Sinai after his meeting with God, and he spoke to the nation of Israel and told them what they needed to do to become a moral, spiritual, and unified community. It was a section of that chapter that is supposed to be read in my honor that was such a surprise it was actually horrifying. It was so horrifying that Rabbi Marks actually wanted to give me another section, but I decided to face it head on and talk to you about it. Moses is telling Aaron about who can become a priest, which are the holiest men of the community. The priests do the holy work in the temple and bring the sacrifices that are the closest of any of the people to God. Here are some of the key sentences. Are you ready? And the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Any man among your offspring throughout their generations who has a defect shall not come to offer up his God's food. For any man who has a defect should not approach. A blind man, or a lame one, or one with mismatching limbs, or a man who has a broken leg or a broken arm. But he shall not come to the dividing curtain, nor shall he draw near to the altar, for he has a defect, and he shall not desecrate my holy space. For I am the Lord who sanctifies them. Moses told Aaron and his sons, and to all the children of Israel. Can you imagine what it was like for me to read that I was considered to be a person with a defect, someone who would desecrate God's holy space? The rabbi told me early on that I would have to write a speech about my Torah portion, and I thought, what could I possibly write about this? Would I tell everyone how shocked I am? How disappointed I am? And exactly what do I feel about God now? The very God who created me, and supposedly created me in his own image, that he would think of me as defective and someone who would make his space unholy? It took me and my family some time to come to peace with this portion. We talked about it a lot over the last 2 years, and here are some of the final thoughts I had about it. God considers us as all equal. It doesn't matter to him what anyone looks like or how they act. It is only man who discriminates. So, did man write the Torah? Many people these days believe that their thoughts and beliefs are superior over others. Who could have served us back then besides man? I think that writings like this very portion teach us why the temple was destroyed in the first place and why it hasn't been rebuilt. Until we learn how to look at each other as equals, until we truly learn how to love each other, there will be no safe place for our temple, and there will be no peace on earth. Or maybe we can look at it from another viewpoint. Maybe God did write the Torah, and his purpose of this portion was to shock us and make us feel disgust at how it discriminates against people with physical handicaps, so that we, ourselves, don't discriminate. Could that be the lesson? When I think about all the prayers we say on Yom Kippur, it is obvious that God is all about judging us based on our thoughts, actions, and intentions. I can't imagine that he might not write me into the book of life because my arm is paralyzed and my one leg is shorter. The prayers we say and the Torah portion just don't match up. I'm not going to get stuck on what my body is or isn't, or what it can or cannot do, and I'm not going to get stuck in this Torah portion either, because I know in my heart that God loves me just the way I am. I believe with all my heart that God just wants me to be a good person with a good heart, and that's what I'm trying hard to be. There is a prayer I found in our Shabbat Reflections prayer book. For me, it heals the words that are found in the Torah chapter of Emor. I want to share them with you now. It is called, Why Did God Make Everyone Different from Each Other? A grain of sand on the ocean floor. A snowflake softly falling on a winter's eve. A leaf in a forest of golden hues. And a stone carved from the edge of a cliff. The hands of children no two alike. We are all different in a universe marked by differences. Yet being different is the work of God. Being different is the gift of God. We respect the differences in others. Let us be thankful for our differences. I have gifts to share. Today, I'm asking you to take a look inside yourselves. How do you treat a person who has differences? Have you ever laughed at someone who is different? Maybe you stared at them and made jokes about them. Have you ever avoided them because they are just too different for your own comfort zone? Have you seen others behave badly to someone with differences? If so, did you come to that person's rescue? I hope that after hearing my Devar Torah, you will think about this a lot. I hope that you will have even more compassion for someone who has differences, because so many other people are already discriminating against them. And I also hope that you will teach others in your life that anyone with a difference is just as holy in God's eyes as themselves, because we are all created in God's image, and we all have a piece of God inside our hearts. If the temple is rebuilt during my lifetime, it will be because we've changed the world. I'll be right in front, ready to assist. I know that my parents and all of you will be really proud of me. Thank you for being here today. Once again, the Torah portion can be found on page 913 of the Chumash.
This is page 913 of the red Torah commentary books that are in the pews. Those who would want to follow along, there's the Hebrew as well.